everybody, Jason Miner here with Hydrofin, and I wanted to just introduce you to Fred Helms and have a conversation with him. We just put our brand new tritoon hydrofoil system on his boat, and so we're here to talk a little bit about that. So I guess, Fred, first of all, how did you find Hydrofin, and what kind of drove your interest in this?
Well, Jason, that's a good question. Several years ago, I was looking at buying a pontoon, and my wife didn't think at the time we were old enough to have one. And so earlier this year, she sprung on me, well, we need a pontoon boat. And so I started looking for one, and I sourced one, finally found one in February of this year. And when I took the boat out, I had tested several other boats, and the boat ran good. It performed well, but it wouldn't run more than 30 miles an hour on the lake. It was a 22-foot Landau tritoon with 150 mark on it.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to really do better than 30 miles an hour on the water, and it just wouldn't.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at installing lifting straits, which a lot of new boats now have lifting straits, which are fins along the side of the logs that they put on the new pontoon boats.
Yeah.
And so I was investigating this, and I just couldn't find anyone that was willing to install these lifting straits for me.
Yeah.
In the process, I kept seeing Hydrofin on the internet and the performance that pontoon boats were getting, but not tritoons.
Yeah.
And so I started commenting on the website, and one of your employees contacted me about being a beta test for a new tritoon model that you have, and that's how we got together.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for that background. So let's see here. So we put the system on your boat, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
Probably almost a month now.
Okay, about a month ago. Okay, and so you've had it out on the water. Tell us a little bit about some of your experiences on the water. How does it ride? How does it perform? What's changed in terms of speed? Those kinds of things.
Well, after several hours, I might note that you did come to Lake Texoma.
Oh, yeah.
And we went.
Forgot about that.
That's fine. And we went to Buckham Creek Marina, where they were nice enough to allow us to use one of their RV slips to install.
Yeah, absolutely.
The unit on my boat.
Yeah.
So that took several hours, and then we took the boat out before we did the installation and did a test with 3 grown adults on the boat, and we could only do about 29.5 to 30 miles an hour in our initial test.
Right.
With a full tank of gas.
Right. Yep.
So then we came back, you did the installation, and then we took the boat back out, and we saw a pretty big improvement right off the bat. It went up to 37.5 miles an hour from the 30 miles an hour. And the ride was considerably smoother, even though we didn't have a lot of chop that particular day.
That's right. Yeah, it was pretty calm day, so that kind of helped out. Yeah.
And then later, about a week and a half later, I had the whole family out on the tritoon. There was 8 people, and there was approximately about 1,500 pounds of people and equipment added to this 3,000-pound boat.
Yeah.
And the top speed with all those people on the boat before was never over 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
With the Hydrofin on the boat, we were seeing over 30 miles an hour.
Okay.
And what was really amazing about the product is at 5,000 RPMs, I was at 30 miles an hour. I could back off to 4,000 RPMs, and it would maintain a very steady 25 miles per hour.
Okay.
Very steady.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
In fact, my wife commented that this was the smoothest ride that she had ever experienced on Lake Texoma.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was awesome.
That is, yeah.
Because women don't usually comment except about how rough it is.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But it did very, very well with the whole family.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a huge improvement in gas, although on my boat I don't have a way of registering how much gas that it used.
Right, yeah.
But after I dropped everybody off, what was really surprising was with me alone on the boat, I hit 40 miles an hour on that boat.
Wow, that's
taking
amazing.
it back to the loading dock. So it would run 40 miles an hour at 5,000 RPMs. I could back off to 4,000 RPMs, and it held a steady 35 miles an hour.
Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I don't know that we mentioned this. So you've got it's a Merc 150. Is that what it is?
It's a Merc 150 on a 22-foot Landau tritoon.
Right. And what year? It's a 2-stroke, right?
Yeah, it's a 2003 tritoon with a 150 Merc XR6 2-stroke.
Okay, got it. Okay, sounds good. What about What about lake conditions and those kinds of things? What's it been like? I mean, Lake Texoma is a huge lake. For folks that are not familiar with Lake Texoma here on the Oklahoma-Texas border, it is a gigantic lake. It gets very rough. But what were the conditions like on some of the days that you've been out?
Well, the day that we were doing the install, it was very smooth.
Yeah, it was
we
smooth
had
that day.
4 or 5 miles an hour wind.
Yeah.
But the day we were out with the family, we had better than 20 mile an hour winds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we have big boats out because it's on the weekend.
Yeah.
And with the big boats on Lake Texoma, they really stir up the chop.
Yeah.
So there's huge waves.
Yeah.
And as I said, my wife said it was the smoothest ride she's ever experienced on Lake Texoma.
That's awesome.
Because it lifts up the boat. It lifted up the boat so much, instead of the boat slamming into the waves, it would just ride right over them. It was a really nice, smooth ride because it does lift the front of the boat up, and you're not slamming the waves, you're riding over them.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's going to be kind of cool.
Well, I'm really excited because instead of needing to spend $10,000 or $15,000 to upgrade my motor on my boat to try to get more speed and burn more gas, I just added Hydrofin and got pretty much the same results.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, sounds good. Well, Fred, thank you so much for your business and just helping us out here with this video. It's been good meeting you, and we'll stay in touch.
Hopefully, thank you.
Yeah.